if you've been playing chess for more than 3 seconds, you probably would have seen this before. Well, I guarantee you, if you've played like at least 10, 20 games, unless like, all your opponents have just been like, I don't know, playing something like, I don't know, H4 E6, knight A6, if your opponents don't play this kind of stupidity, you probably would have seen this position before. This is called the Caro-Kann defense, and it's kind of annoying. I don't like it. Like, number one, it like you just d4 bishop f5. I don't know. I actually don't know what the mainline Caro-Kann defense is. Probably like, I don't know, h4. I think h4 is a move, or like even still like the more natural knight f3. I don't know. E6 c3, or I don't know. I don't know. I like c3. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the theory, right? I mean, I don't know theory in that line. So today I'm gonna show you 5 traps in the Caro-Kann defense that you can use. And I mean, just to tell you, please don't expect these traps to work all of the time, because like they're not going to. You should just be cerebral enough to see like, oh, these are traps. So the first trap, after e4 c6, d4 d5. And we're not gonna push, we're not gonna take, we're gonna defend the pawn. And after d takes e4, knight takes e4, knight f6, we're gonna, instead of taking the knight and ruining the pawn structure, we're gonna say, okay, queen to d3. If you take us, we are actually going to centralize our queen. Apparently, Starfish says this is actually okay, because I actually don't know. Probably because, I don't know, something like this in the future, I guess. But honestly, I don't know. Alright, I don't know anything about the Caro-Kann. I'm gonna be real. So Black says no, e5. And you may be thinking, doesn't just lose a pawn after this? Well, no. I mean, you can take here. I mean, apparently the best way to play against this is to lose a pawn. I mean, yes, I mean these pawns are weak, but whatever. I mean, okay, actually no. White should take back the bishop, but be quiet. Apparently the best way is to lose a pawn. But if Black says, no, I want my pawn back, queen a5, you cannot take my knight, or else your king will hang. So bishop to d2. And after take, this knight is attacked twice. 1, 2. And it's only defended 1 time. So, to add a layer of defense to the knight, white castles queenside, not adding another layer of protection to the knight. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this. If queen takes, you get pinned. Okay, so like the queen literally cannot take the queen. Like So you have to take the rook. You take back, and you're up. You're up a queen for a piece and a piece and a rook. Yes, and that's better. Okay, yeah, but obviously black's not stupid. Knight takes knight takes knight takes e4. Nice. Now we are attacking this. Queen to d8 check. The king has to take. Bishop to g4. You cannot play f6 because this is a double check. So you have to move the king. If king e8, this is just Paul Morphy's checkmate. I mean, kind of, but good enough. And if you go here, this is checkmate. I don't know why the checkmate things showed up. Okay, what? Why did I just draw an arrow down? Oh my god. The bishop covers here, the rook covers here. The pawn's in the way, bishop in the way, knight's in the way. And yeah, this is checkmate. So, to recap, we sacrifice a knight, a queen, and then do a double check, and checkmate it. Okay, that's very cool. Now let's move on to the next trap. It's still in this position. Now we're going to play the move. Actually, is it? It is. D4, knight c3. Again. Now, black wants to try and apply more pressure to this pawn and play the move knight f6. But then we just kick it away with e5. If you realize the knight doesn't want to go here, cannot go here. I mean, because the queen covers those. You don't want to go into home square. That's just depressing. And if you go here, you take, and this pawn is weak. So, knight to d7. And now white plays move bishop to d3. This move is important in a moment. So let's just take a look at this. c5. Okay, that's a move. You obviously can't play c2 to defend it. And yeah, your center just being attacked. Because usually what ends up happening is after this pawn takes this pawn, these two pawns become very weak. Like here, the knight just starts chipping away at them. So to prevent that, white says, "Okay, go ahead. You can have my pawn." But black cannot take. I accidentally right click. Queen h5. And this is, well, force mate. Wait a minute, but g6. And here, white can sacrifice a queen. The pawn takes, checkmate. The king has nowhere to run. He's blocked by his own pieces, and this bishop is like, oh, hi. And yeah, this is actually really cool. So, the next trap, we're gonna go back to this position. After black takes, there's also the move bishop to c4. This is a very interesting gambit. This is called the von Hennig gambit. It's like a not so well-known line in the Caro-Kann defense. I mean, if you're playing this, you should probably take a look at this as well, because you can very easily die in this gambit. And I just want to show you one of the most common moves played. Knight f6, f3, takes. So far we're following the most common moves. And here's the second most common move played in this position: bishop to g4. And you see the eval bar. It says, oh, plus 1.5. Like, the move ago is minus 0.6. Just plus 1. And it's plus 1 because of the move knight to e5. Wait, but that hangs the queen. Yes, it does. But your king hangs. Okay, so you cannot do that. If you play the move e6, trying to stop the bishop from coming in, I take your bishop. Okay, so the only way to save the bishop and the checkmate threat is to play this move. But after takes, This is yucky. Why? And there's another way to punish this as well. Instead of going knight e5, we can play bishop f7, king f7, knight e5 check. We're winning back the bishop because even though there's a defender here, we have two attackers. So like after king g8, take. You shouldn't take back, but let's just say take, you take back. Okay, amazing. So we've gone through. So you should probably take a look at this gambit as well. I mean, it's also a really fun gambit. Like there are a lot of ways that black can go wrong here. This is probably one of the most aggressive ways to play against the Caro-Kann defense. Okay, so what about instead of this? In this position, white can also play the move knight f3. After d5, knight c3. We're bringing both the knights out instead of putting another pawn in the center. And I mean, this is alright. This is also a valid way to play Caro-Kann. And so after take, usually in the Caro-Kann, white wants to like develop the bishop and then play e6. And sometimes usually you want to go to f5. I mean, even here in this trap, it's not really a trap. It's just people not knowing what the hell to play. Where was it? The trap that we were looking, the thing we were looking at just now. Knight c3. The bishop c4 line. D takes e4. Where's the bishop c4 line? I don't see a bishop c4 line. Okay, here it is, the bishop c4 line. Yeah, after this, the best move is actually bishop f5. So sometimes white will see this and also go, oh, cool, bishop f5. I should probably play it. Like, you know, I want to put my bishop here. We're gonna chase it with the move knight to g3. Well, if the bishop wants to stay on this diagonal, it'll have to go here. The best move is actually bishop to g4. But, alright, here, white can play move h4. And black does nothing. Oops. Your bishop is your bishop is under attack. You cannot take the pawn because the rook will take you, or the knight, doesn't matter. You can't go here because I take, can't go here because I take, can't go here because I take, can't go here because I take. And your bishop's trapped. Okay, so yeah, black's not that dumb. h6, knight e5. And now black thinks, okay, I don't want to give up the bishop pair for literally no reason. I mean, even though it is probably the best move. I mean, yeah, just knight takes g6. Engine also recommends d4 because the knight is just good. Like d4, if you cannot kick the knight away because of this, which is really cool actually. So, some people they don't want to go to the bishop pad, they go here. But here's where we strike. Queen h5. You do nothing, we checkmate you. Okay? And if you try and come here with your bishop, I take. And like, yeah, why would you put your bishop here if the goal was to like avoid this trade? Actually, it's even worse than that. If you decide to take back, you get absolutely demolished here. King d7. And then like, yeah, this king is awful. And also your upper pawn. Okay, so no. So no, you can't go here, but okay, g6. And now we're gonna save our queen. Bishop to c4. Wait a minute, how's that save our queen? They can just take, yeah, but if they take it, they get mated. So, they have to play the move, e6, or if you want to, you can play the move queen to d5, bundling the queen in one move, but But that I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world actually, because after there's actually this and this, but then like just yeah, yeah, you got demolished, but it is actually not the worst move in the world because of this, but it's bad. Okay, so e6. That seems a bit more natural. We're gonna let our bishop out, and we're not gonna, and we're still attacking the queen. Okay, so do we save our queen now? We better move queen to knight to g5. Okay, I'm just kidding. We don't play them with knight to g5. We actually save our queen to e2. And now black has to be really careful. Whatever move they play, if it doesn't defend the f7 square, for instance, knight f6, knight f6, sorry, I can't articulate my words. We're gonna hit them with knight takes f7. The knight forks the queen and the rook. And if the king takes it, check, mate. And it really doesn't matter what move black plays in this position if it doesn't add a second defender to f7. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. That after you sacrifice your queen, you sacrifice your knight, which cannot be taken because of this. And finally, on our last trap, please don't play this at home, alright? You have to go. Yeah, knight e2. Yeah, d5. e5. Again, use your Caro-Kann idea. Bishop f4. Bishop f5. And what we're gonna do now is to chase the bishop away. Bishop to g6. Trying to stay on this diagonal. And now we have to move e6. The idea of e6 is that if you take, the knight will take, attacking the queen. So the queen has to move, and there's no way for the queen to move to stay guarding this bishop. So after this, knight takes bishop, king takes knight, and the king cannot castle. And not just that, white has the bishop pair. Okay, so black doesn't want that to happen. Black plays on c5, attacking the knight. Now if you try now they're trying to take the pawn, so if you retreat, now they can actually take the pawn. I mean, apparently it's still not amazing, but I mean, it's not the best move, but you can take the pawn. It's valid. Yeah, but this move loses because the bishop to b5 check. You can't block here because you just die. You have to take here, you take here, you take here. And you're down a queen for a pawn. Okay. I mean, obviously, this is also stupid for the same reasons. So, knight c6. And after knight takes c6, black really shouldn't take this knight and just has to play this move. And after knight c3, b takes c6, you're going to sacrifice your knight. I mean, not really, because it's pinned. And I mean, it's also attacking the queen. And if the queen takes the bishop, attacking the knight, it goes to c7. And that's a triple fork. And after this, if like, I don't know, queen b7, just bishop a6. You're still pinned. There's nothing you can do. You're still pinned. Okay, so after this, if black decides to take the knight, you go here. And how do you get off this check? The only way is to box the queen. After e takes d7, king d8, this, you just up a lot of material. You're up 15 points of material. And okay, maybe 14 after something like this. I mean, it's not great, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like after this, I don't know, a d3, you take this, yeah, you're up 14 points of material. You should be able to win this. If you don't win this, what are you doing with your life? Okay, and that's 5 traps in the Caro-Kann defense. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment down some other openings that you want me to take a look at for those traps. Probably just tell me what your favorite opening is, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.